Hello, hello. How is everyone? Can you hear me okay? Let me know if everything's alright, guys. Hello, hello. I have the normal mic this time around. No gamer mic. So hopefully this is working. Just let me know everything's okay, guys, sound wise. Always a bit conscious of these streams on the bedroom setup. Sounds good? Happy days. Happy days. Hey everyone, evening. Hope you're doing well. Is this a new setup? It's a temporary setup. Yes, it's. I'm in my bedroom. Yeah, the sim rig, as I've mentioned before and previously, it is now my daughter's room pretty much. So yeah, she goes to bed around 7 p.m. UK time. So this is the only way that I can do these live streams and still chat to you all. So. But yeah, welcome guys. Yeah, who's looking forward to the Miami Grand Prix? I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a bit lost last weekend. I was a bit bored, even though I was like, oh, we've just finished a triple header. Thank God for that. I very quickly regretted and missed F1, shall we say, or regretted saying that and missing F1. So 1:17 a.m. in Nepal. What are you doing? Go to bed. Appreciate you being here, Cor. Good to see you. But yeah, I hope everyone's had a good Thursday. Of course, in the UK, only one more day till we've got another bank holiday weekend here in the UK. So happy days. 1 a.m. in India. Oof. Likewise, appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Anthony, is there any young guns that are any young guys that are rookies that I can see? Shocking everybody that haven't done well this season so far, but can win both the sprints and actual race this weekend. Say that again, Anthony, regarding the rookies. Is there any young guys that are rookies that I can see? Well, yeah, you've got Antonelli and Behrman at, what, 19 and 18? They're very young. Who else is a rookie? Hadjar's still only like, what, 19? He's like 20 years old. So yeah, they're all pretty young. 2:30 in the afternoon in Florida. Nice one, Ant. Nice. I bet it's nice and hot. Well, it's 29 degrees here in the UK today. So we had some decent weather. Not that I went outside that much, but yes, we have another sprint race weekend ahead of us. If you are forgetting, we'll have a look. I'll tell you what, let's before we dig too much into the detail, but let's just remind you guys of what the schedule is UK time-wise for this weekend. Of course, convert to your own time zones, guys. 65-degree Fahrenheit. I don't do Fahrenheit. I do Celsius in the UK. But what is that converted to Celsius? 65. But yeah, here we go. Miami, as you can see, we've got here, as per the Sky Sports schedule, 4 meaningful sessions. Really, FP1 is starting at 5:30 UK time, and then of course we have sprint qualifying tomorrow evening for those in the UK. Of course, for those, as you've already mentioned, India, etc., in the eastern part of the world, it will be early morning for you, so sorry about that. But yeah, for everyone else in the US, nice in time in the afternoon or evening time for you guys. Hey Ann, good to see you, mate. I'm doing very well. You've got some good news, Taco. You're heading to Virginia to test F4 in a week and a bit. Oh man, great news. Unbelievable news. Well, fair play, man. I hope it works out well for you. Nero, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Yeah, welcome, everyone. Hope you are doing well. So, yes, this weekend it is a sprint race weekend at Miami. I mean, I don't know. Is it needed at Miami? I feel like there's other racetracks where a sprint race would be better off. But then also, does Miami really... I think Miami kind of also needs as much help as it can possibly get. It's an uninspiring racetrack. We'll have a look, of course, at the weather that could spruce things up here this weekend. But as an actual racetrack itself, I don't think many... I mean, F1, they tried to make a big hoo-ha about it. It's the Monaco of the American races, isn't it? But for the most part, yeah, not that inspiring, is it? It's more about what goes on off track than I feel like what goes on track. I feel like the F1's like secondary at Miami than it is like primary, you know. 65 Fahrenheit would be 18 degrees Celsius. Well, that's quite chilly, isn't it, for Florida? That's quite chilly. I mean, we had 29 degrees here today. Although it only lasts like 3 days and then it will be like snow again. Q-Storm, Texas is 27 degrees Celsius, thanks to Google. That sounds about right for Texas. Chilly and wet South Africa. That's more the weather that I'm used to in the UK. So yeah, sprint race weekend. So of course on the Friday we have sprint qualifying. They only have 1 hour to dial in that setup. Then they go into the sprint race Saturday, I guess, morning of the day of the race, but obviously depending on where you are in the world, for me, UK wise, it's late afternoon. And then they're able to change their setups between the sprint race and the qualifying that will follow on the Saturday, and then we have the main race on Sunday. Why has Lewis Hamilton struggled this year so far? He's usually never this bad at the beginning of a season. He's usually leading off. Well, do you know what? I had a funny feeling. Before we look at all the Miami stuff and we rate the liveries and so forth, I had a funny feeling someone was going to ask about Lewis Hamilton, because it is, of course, a topic of conversation, and I've seen many an outlet and YouTuber make videos about this because, well, Lewis Hamilton gets clicks. Everyone needs to earn a living, don't they, at the end of the day, and pay the bills. But it was media day today in F1, so obviously all the drivers are interviewed and do the press conferences and stuff. And I'm still yet to kind of verify this, but I kind of understand. I don't think someone's necessarily faked this. I think this is a real quote that's come from Carlos Sainz, because he was asked a question about Lewis Hamilton. Now, this is the quote here. So I have come across this account before, and they are a big Lewis Hamilton fan, but Carlos Sainz was asked about Lewis Hamilton's struggles at Ferrari, and he said, "No, I'm not surprised at all. I think for me, I expected it myself, and I expected it with him, because in this sport, there's no secrets, and when you are up against two teammates like we are, in Alex and Charles, they know the team inside and out. They're already performing at the maximum that their car can perform, so you can only do just a little bit better or the same as them. You cannot suddenly arrive, be 2 or 3 attempts quicker, because it's not possible. They are already at the limit of the car, so when you jump to a new team and you're expected by yourself and by everyone around you to be at that level, it's going to take time." Now, they have referenced a motorsportweek.com. I'm not really come across that publication before, but in that publication, they're supposedly at the press conference. I haven't listened to the drivers' press conferences, but yeah, that is coming from Carlos Sainz himself. Like, that's what's happening with Lewis Hamilton, and Lewis has kind of said that himself, although a little bit more of an extreme side of things, that he needs a new brain and so forth. He needs to learn the car, and he's obviously a little bit more down on himself, Lewis, than what Carlos Sainz is, because Carlos Sainz has got a bit more up to speed, quicker. There was a great analysis by Alex Brundle, who was noted, and I think a few others have as well, but he reiterated it, that Lewis is losing a lot of time under braking into the high-speed corners. And I remember this being an issue of why he was off the pace in Melbourne, the first race of the year. Charles Leclerc brakes a bit earlier, and he then carries more speed on the exit of the corner, whereas Lewis is more used to braking later, and he's struggling to come to terms that he can't brake as late as what he used to with the Mercedes engine, the brakes, and just how those cars reacted. So he's having to train that again, and of course we're talking fine margins in F1 this year. So yeah, I thought that was a very interesting quote, because people will say Lewis is washed, etc., and we've said it many a time here that he's a 40-year-old man now. It's not controversial to say that a 40-year-old man is not at the peak of their athletic career, but Lewis still has if the car is underneath him, he still has that ability to win races. And yeah, coming from Carlos Sainz, someone who, on the flip side, has gone to a Mercedes engine and Mercedes brakes and so forth, is also having to come to terms with that as well. So, but yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. But yeah, there's the times again for this year. Typical English weather reminds you of home, Pat. 10 degrees at the moment. It's nice weather to sleep in. Though. It was really hot last night. But yeah, so I think that's very. Those are the points that I've made about Lewis on stream and on the Missed Apex podcast and that. I think, especially for this season, the Ferrari team, how long... Supposedly, they're bringing an upgrade package to Imola? Another upgrade package to Imola, I think, is what I read. And if that doesn't work, they may potentially be chucking it in this year, development-wise, for 2026, which a lot of teams will be doing. And apparently, Williams has done that already, which is a credit to Williams, because Williams have made a lot of progression up the grid at the start of this season anyway, and they apparently aren't developing this year at all. They're all eggs in the basket for 2026. Since Cadillac got announced, has my prediction changed throughout the season on who's going to be part of that team next year? No. So my prediction has always been that Sergio Perez is going to be in that team. I think that's just probably... That's a sound choice, I think, for Cadillac, because Perez is a steady pair of hands. And I know people will look back at his Red Bull career and go, whoa, hang on. But Perez in a midfield car is very good. He's good on the tyres, and he's got enough knowledge and experience in F1 to drive that team forward. Plus, he brings in a shed load of cash, which is why Zhou Guanyu was also noted as being linked. Hey, Andy, good to see you, mate. So he's a good choice, in my opinion. I think the fact the Mexico Grand Prix was announced recently, unfortunately, that it's been renewed to 2029, means that I think Sergio Perez is all but confirmed at Cadillac. I think that contract is basically agreed. It wouldn't surprise me if it's been signed already, or at least there is an offer, concrete offer on the table for him. Perez's team supposedly has said, they're still speaking to other teams, but I don't know which other teams he'd be speaking to right now, unless it's a team that really needed the money. But all of the seats are pretty much wrapped up for next season. So unless someone's going to get rid of their driver and take the cash that Perez brings, but I think for Cadillac, that's a smart choice. He's also a Mexican driver, brings in a shed load of money in relation to merchandise and so forth, and the fans. That's also something that Cadillac, I guess, need to get off the ground quickly. While obviously there's a lot of fans for Cadillac worldwide, Perez has got a big following worldwide, so that will bring more people to the Cadillac brand. Who lines up alongside him? I don't know. I think they'll probably try and go for an American driver, but who that is, I don't know. So, hey Alan, morning mate, morning. It's nearly 9 o'clock here in the UK. I'm looking thank you for saying I'm looking fresh though. Thank you, mate. Hope you're well. So yeah, that's it for this weekend. But so let's just remind ourselves, of course, of the track this week, shall we? We looked at it last time around. Let me see if I can just move you guys a bit smaller. But uninspiring race circuit, in my opinion. Very uninspiring. 3 DRS zones here, which still don't really provide... Is there 3 DRS zones? Yeah, there is. There's down the start-finish straight. That's the one I forgot. Doesn't really provide that much overtaking. Of course, out of turn 17, we saw a little bit last year. Supposedly there was quite a lot, but I mean, not really, was there? Not really. But we'll have a look at the weather in a second. It could provide us some unexpected results this weekend. Setup change, temporary setup. So these are the setups that I'll be doing kind of midweek. The streams. Anything I do midweek will be from here, because the little one takes control of her bedroom and needs sleep. So it has to be someone from IndyCar like Herta or play. Yeah, maybe, or maybe they don't. Maybe they don't go for that, and they just want to get a good start in. Maybe they just want to make a good start in F1, and they get kind of 2 good safe pairs of hands who can drive the team forward, and then they get an American driver. Is it Ugo? Well, I apologize. His name is it Ugo? I'm going to butcher his name right now. Ugo Ultrawide or something. The American lads in F3 right now. He's very highly rated, so maybe he's on their radar. By the time Cadillac kind of get going, he'll be probably done a year in F2 by then, if he makes a step up, that is. So I'm not sure any of the IndyCar drivers. I feel like you'd just be bringing in a Logan Sargent, and yeah, I'm not sure that will really work out for them, even for a marketing perspective. So morning is the best time of the day. If you pretend it's morning all the time, it's always the best time of the day. Bit tricky when it's dark outside, though, Doctor. It's 5:44 a.m. Oh, and you're up this early. Fair play, fair play. Yes, uninspiring race circuit, but what could throw a spanner in the works for this weekend is rain, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes, we could be getting rain, potential thunderstorms this weekend. So let me read you what they're predicting. This is from the F1's website, and they've stated that Friday is mostly sunny, 29 degrees Celsius, minimum of 22. And then chance of rain is less than 20%, but it's not zero. And then for the sprint and qualifying on Saturday, they've said a slight chance of a shower or two during the day. 20% chance of rain. The air temperatures are supposed to be the same from Friday to Saturday, so that's interesting. So not too many setup changes maybe there. Or setups being affected by track conditions potentially. And then on the Sunday, it says 40% chance of rain. Moderate chance of showers in the afternoon, but I've seen reports that showcase that it could be even higher than that. So, yes. F1 paid Mother Nature to try and make the race more exciting. Yeah, and I feel like it needs it. I feel like the Miami Grand Prix, I know obviously we saw at Melbourne, there was that one race in 9, wasn't there, that formed. But I think for the most part at Miami, we need something to spruce it up. At least there will be, I guess, overtaking opportunities. At least there are certain areas. There are long straights where you can overtake, unlike Melbourne. There are some harder braking zones which allow for overtakes. So, yeah, I think it will need it. And especially if qualifying is dry and then it is really wet on the Sunday, that can, really throw a spanner in the works. And I think we need it. I think we do need it. Hey folk, new F1 fan here. Welcome, welcome. My pleasure for providing you the streams. Thank you, buddy, for tuning in. Naive question. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Don't worry. How are sprint weekends determined? Is Miami always a sprint race, or does it change year to year? Is there a limit? I just said there was a stupid question. There's no such thing as stupid questions. That is one. I'm joking. That's not a stupid question. I actually don't know, to be honest with you. I'm going to guess, like many other things that happen in F1 in relation to where we go. Where we go racing in F1. Money. It just all comes back down to money, and I think that is primarily the case. I think initially we had sprint races at places where they thought it would provide good racing at certain tracks, but I think now it comes down to money, because the American model is we want as much bang for our buck as possible. So they want every session to be as entertaining as possible. 3 practice sessions isn't entertaining to the general fan, but for there to be an important session on each day, so you've got sprint qualifying on the Friday, then of course we've got sprint race and the qualifying for the main race on Saturday, and then the main race on Sunday. That's maximising the entertainment package, isn't it, basically? I'd like to imagine they throw darts at a world map. No, I feel like that's what they do in relation to the Middle Eastern countries. They're like, who should we approach next for an F1 race? Who's most likely going to give us the most money? Oh, let's just chuck a dart at somewhere in the Middle East because they've got a lot of money. But yeah, I think Miami, of course, they want it to be different. I mean, we've got a sprint racing circuit in the Americas as well. I guess for Liberty Media being American-based, American owners, they want the sprint races. Yeah, I think most of it comes down to money. And maybe there is a small chance that they've selected Austria. Is it Red Bull Ring has a sprint race this year again? Maybe it's a small chance that they decide to base it upon racing. But I think for the most part, it comes down to money, as we've seen. I mean, did anyone see the Madrid circuit? I mean, that's all to do with money again, isn't it? Like the Madrid circuit. Oh, unbelievable. Like, unbelievably poor, uninspiring, so... Thanks, Volk. Yeah, always willing to answer questions, mate. And even if I don't know, I will try and look it up for you. And we will, the guys everyone in the chat will be able to help you out as well. Guys and gals. Hey, James, good to see you, mate. Why is it raining in Miami this weekend? I don't know. Don't know, but I hope it does. The Madrid circuit looks shocking. Oh, no. There'll be changes, I imagine, between now and it starting. But it is only next year, isn't it? I think this year's the last year of Barcelona? Or is it next year's the last year of Barcelona? And we've got 2 Spanish races. I can't remember. But anywho. But, yeah, that's that. These are the tyres for this weekend. So let's just have a look at this. So, thankfully, although it's not going to play too much of a factor, is it? Let's be honest with you. The tyres, if I just zoom that back out a touch... We are a step softer. So like Saudi, we're a step softer than last year. We're at the softest compounds, apart from the C6, which we're yet to see, which is a new compound for this year. We're a step softer. However, we saw at Saudi, even by reducing the compound softness from last year, it didn't have that much of a factor. Miami is always a one-stop race. We do have issues with with temperature management. But that's more so... with relation to the actual getting them up to temperature more so than it is dealing with any issues firmly with losing grip. I mean, we've seen here in the past hard compound tyres go like 50 laps, like almost a whole race, which is unbelievable, and get quicker as the race goes on as well, which has just been unacceptable. That's why I think we need a wet race, because we're going to get another Saudi 2.0 with maybe a bit more of an opportunity of some overtakes, but as we've seen with Dirty Air this year, it is a Dirty Air championship. Clean air is king. Track position, it is all about track position, and without at least multiple stops and at least without tyre offsets, we're not going to get a lot of racing, in my personal opinion. So that's why we need rain. After the Miami GP, it's a second triple header. Yeah, I mean, content-wise, I quite like the triple headers. The missus doesn't, because she loses me every weekend, but... Doing the same lockdown on 30-lap softs as you was doing on fresh softs is total BS. Yeah, well, we saw that with Charles Leclerc's lap times, didn't we? He was going quicker on 25-lap, 28-lap old mediums in Saudi. He was setting purple sectors, or purple laps, when George Russell had come out on fresh hards. And you're thinking, what the hell is going on here? This isn't how the tyres should be performing. Your predictions for Cadillac. Pablo Montoya is way too old now. Colton Herter at reserve driver. Logan Sargent and Jack Doohan involved. Oof. You know, clean air is just unreal. Well, with how close they are all in performance now, and of course, and we've mentioned it previous times as well. Just with the engineers being able to develop as much as they have done with these cars, and I was listening to. I highly recommend you go and listen to it if you want to just hear a little bit more about the technical side of F1. The tech tech review episode, tech time. I can't remember what they call it. Between Matt Trumpets and Matt Summers, former chief technical editor of Autosport. He's now moved on to another company, another publication. But Matt Summers, he's brilliant. And he was stating that the teams, we're at the position we are now with the cars and all this dirty air is because the FIA have allowed the teams to just kind of go Pete Tong with the development of these cars. So he was stating that the front wings and the rear wings in particular, they've they've been able to create these wingtips and so forth that displace more dirty air, they displace more air, and especially the side of the floor edges, they were so simple in the first year of the regs, which is why, and the front wings were as well, which is why we got such good racing, is because there was not a lot of dirty air displaced. And then as the years have gone on, the teams have just been allowed to just do what they want, really, and overdevelop these cars. And yeah, that's why we're in the position we are now, with qualifying being as exciting as it's ever been. But then when it comes to racing, it's very difficult to follow and overtake, combined with the fact of tyres as well that don't degrade. Yeah, we're in a tricky position right now with close racing. Ferrari cars. We're going to get onto Ferrari, Pete. Oh, don't you worry. We're going to get onto Ferrari. There's a few special liveries we need to look at and rate here. Yeah. Smaller cars equals less dirty air. I'm going to keep saying it. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. Thank you, Jimmy. What driver do I think struggles the most at the Miami race for Formula 1? Oh, I don't know, to be fair. Stroll? I don't think Lance Stroll's ever gone well here, has he? Easy one to answer. A lot of it, at Miami, a lot of it is dependent on the car. I don't think it's not particularly that much of a difficult track to drive. It's more so, yeah, it's more down to the car, of course, as well. We saw here last year in particular, and we're going to see it again this year, tyre warm-up in qualifying is going to be so important. Track evolution, as you can see here, track evolution is a 5. It's a 5, and we saw that in qualifying last year. And I think we saw Daniel Ricciardo, is the one that comes to mind, where he had that brilliant sprint quali, he had that brilliant sprint race, finishing P4, and then on the Sunday, on the qualifying, he did not get his tyres in the right window, didn't get them up to temperature, and it was like he was driving on ice. And a few drivers had that issue as well. Lewis Hamilton was someone who had that issue in final Q3. Or was it Q3 or Q2? I can't remember which one he went out in. But yeah, so that's going to be the case here again this weekend. So not sure if I watched NASCAR, but in Formula 1, have you ever seen a triple wide racing? There's 3 lanes. I have watched some NASCAR. Yeah, I don't watch too much of it, but yeah. The new Stuffeyy angle is wild. I know, straight on. I know. It's nowhere to hide when the camera's straight on, eh? You see my good side was it my right side? This is my good side when I'm in the sim rig. So, but I've still got everything here. I've still got the mic, thankfully. So hopefully it's all sound quality is all good for you all. Hey, going, good to see you, mate. Yeah, so let's get on. So that's pretty much it, really, for this Miami Grand Prix. We'll do some predictions shortly of who we think is going to be strong. Yeah, I'm going to save my predictions. We'll get onto those, and we'll get everyone involved. But my expectations are low. Oh, God, I don't have McAfee. Bugger off. I need to delete that. I don't even have it installed. Don't know why it's there as an ad. Yeah, we need to just... I have my expectations very low for this weekend, and I think... Yeah, I'm hoping I'm going to be pleasantly surprised, put it that way. So, right. Let's discuss. Let's discuss. Can we? Really? You're a multi-billion dollar, pound, whatever currency you want to convert it to. You're a multi-billion company. And this is the best livery you can come up with. It looks like someone's not finished a job. It just looks like someone hasn't finished a job. I actually like the blue. I do like the blue. But you know what's going to happen, actually? You know what's going to happen? Last year, we had the blue lines, didn't we? Last year, we had the blue lines. This year, we've got a bit more blue. It's about a third of the car is blue. Next season, we're going to get it blue up to the halo. That's where we're going to get it blue. 2/3 of the car. They're doing it bit year by year. And then not next year, the year after. So 2027 is when we're finally going to get a fully blue and white livery car. I mean, I just don't. Just trying to look at it. I mean, if you put your hand over it, the back of the car looks all right. The back of the car looks all right if you put your hand over it and you cover it. But I mean, there's no angle. Oh my god! Thank God we don't watch F1 from top down, because what is that? What is that? I mean, the front wing looks nice. The front wing and the rear wing does look nice. There's no angle it looks good, is there? There's just no angle it looks good. I mean, what's the voting, guys? What's the voting? Let's end the voting. No, 70%. And I'm ending the poll. I'm ending the poll. How many of you have actually? 29% of you mad people actually like this. I mean, can't buy a taste, I guess. Fully blue and white might be kind of cool. Well, we do have an image where someone has photoshopped that, so I'll show that to you in just 2 secs. Am I saying I wish the paint schemes for Formula 1 more like NASCAR, where they're consistent all the way through? Yeah, I mean, I'm all for special liveries, right? I really am. I like it when drivers do like special helmets as well, for certain races. I do like that. However, if you're going to do it, commit to it. Don't be half-hearted. Like, because this has given Ferrari more bad rep. Because when I saw this, I went, yeah. I mean, I like that. I think that looks smart. I think they do really look smart. Of course, they've got the white merch, haven't they, for this weekend as well, with the hats and the tops. All of that looks really smart. The dress is good. Yes, I agree, Tanmay. However, the car is just completely... like, what? Also, like, they're just going to look so idiotic in those blue suits getting into that car where it's all red. Like, they're going to be... It just doesn't match, and my OCD is going to be kicking off big time. So just commit to the blue. Yes, they should commit to the blue like this. That's what it should have looked like, with maybe some more white. Maybe a bit more white, I feel like you could have. You could maybe have, I don't know, make the halo white or something. I don't know, but that there is a simple Photoshop job where they've just completed delivery. That's completed. Hang on. That's like someone's computer shut down halfway through. Like, the render hasn't been completed. Yeah. So that's my thing. Yeah, that's my complaint. So I'm not happy. I'm not happy. They've nailed it. I mean, they've nailed the merch. They've nailed the race suits, but not the car. So the printer stopped in between. I have seen those memes. Yeah, it ran out of ink. Anthony, you have a question for Formula One. You're not sure if guys do like NASCAR during the 4th of July. They have all the sponsors and the cars are camo. Yeah, they don't do it for like special days, but they do special liveries. I mean, the teams have like their own reasons for doing special liveries as well, like celebrating old drivers' birthdays. I mean, obviously last year, Ayrton Senna, it was the anniversary of Senna's... Was it anniversary of Senna's death? There was an anniversary to do with Ayrton Senna, so we had like the Brazilian themed livery on the McLaren car, and for Mercedes have kind of done their own touches as well in the past for Niki Lauda and so forth. So yeah, they all have like their own reasons, but that's not the only special livery for this week, guys. Is there rain still forecasted for this weekend? There is, Gavin. Yes, yeah, not so much. There's a low percentage for the Saturday, around 20%, more than double for the Sunday. So yeah. Now this is how you do a special livery. I mean, whoever their graphic designer is designing the RB car this year, give them a pay rise. Give them a bonus, because this thing is a beaut. This thing is a beaut. Like, commit to it. You know? I don't have any complaints. I don't have any complaints. I mean, we'll get onto the wheels. I mean, we'll get onto... I mean, yeah. That's so smart. I think that's going to be the general case. I really hope this isn't just a concept. I really do hope that this is something that is going to be on their wheels, because that would be great. I've got a feeling they won't be, because they won't be they won't be good aerodynamically. But I'm so intrigued. I think that's such a cool design, regardless. Like, but yeah, I mean, any angle it looks cool. Any angle it looks cool. I mean, that's an easy one. That's a definite yay. I think it's more so, what do you rate that out of 10, to be honest with you? I think that's more so out of 10. I mean, if pink isn't your thing, I get it. I get it. But I really like it. And we've still got one more special livery to look at. Then we'll get into our predictions for this weekend, guys. What's my job, Letty? Yeah, so this is... I guess this is an additional job. Yeah, I mean, I'd love it to be my full-time career. I'm working construction. I'm a quantity surveyor. That's my weekly job. That's my day-to-day job. So yeah, that takes a lot of time out of my day, so I don't get too much time when I get home and so forth to create more content like some other guys are able to do. But yeah, we're growing the channel. We're heading in the right direction. That's the main thing. So yeah, one day I'll be able to do this full time. That's the goal. And yeah, we'll be able to go live more regularly and provide you guys some more content, sim racing and of course F1 related as well. What did you ask, Anthony? Being that this race is in the US, to cater to American fans, to get more Americans watching Formula One, why not do special paint schemes with all the sponsors and camo? Because I don't think they can't really mandate that. I don't think it's not a regulation. It's not what they want to do. So they leave it. I think they kind of entice the teams to do special liveries at certain tracks. But I don't know if there maybe is some monetary incentive there from Liberty Media to do, because it gets people talking and these images go like all across the world online and so forth. But they can't absolutely force them to do so, I don't think. But yeah, I really like that. I really like that. Majority of you unsurprised. 7 to 8 out of 10. Oh, it's neck and neck between 7 to 8 out of 10. I think that's a banger of a livery. What do I think about the black Ferrari? Major colour is black and then red ink used to write no and HP. Yeah, I mean, yeah, black and yellow, or yellow and black, because a yellow car is also synonymous with Ferrari. So but yeah, no, I really like that. I think I really like that. So I'm going to end the poll. 56% of you give it a 9 or 10 out of 10. So yeah, I think I'd give that a 10 out of 10. I don't see, there's nothing else that it stands out. There's nothing else that I particularly will change. I do think these are going to be, I do think these are gimmicky though. They're a nice touch, but we won't see them because that's not exactly aerodynamically favourable to the team. Right, last one, guys, last one. I mean, is it really a special livery? Is it really special? I mean, I saw the video for this, and they literally just had a CGI dunking of all this paint on the car, and that's exactly what it looks like. It just looks like someone's chucked a load of green paint on the car. Like, from an actual paint. Like, I thought maybe, oh, this splatters like it's... I thought maybe, oh, it's like the map of Miami, you know, or like the outline of Florida or something, you know, like when you look at it from a certain angle. But no, it literally is just chucked a load of paint out of a tub on the car. And that's our special livery. I mean, yeah, it's an improvement, and that's saying something, Andy. It's an improvement on their normal livery, which says a lot, but just chucking a lot of paint from the literal paint tub onto the car is better than your normal livery you've been running. I mean, they should stick with this for the rest of the season. This shouldn't just be a standard this shouldn't just be a special livery for Miami. This should be their standard livery. I mean, honestly, still better than the Ferrari. I mean, I don't know. It still looks half finished though, doesn't it? That's the thing. Like, it looks like the person who chucked the tub of paint on the car has only done it from face on, rather than from the actual side. Do you know what I mean? It's just a bit, yeah. I'm not even going to get you guys to rate that. I feel like it'd be just a waste of your time. Was that from 50 meters above Splosh? I think it might have been, you know. That's what the image was like. So, have they done any images to honour Juan, Pablo Fangio, or Jack Clark? No, they haven't gone as far back as that. And yeah, I mean, Montoya, as great as a driver as he was, he wasn't a world champion. So while he's a fan favourite, he doesn't necessarily have that historic value as what other drivers have to teams. Sadly, only ever paid for one bucket of paint. It seems that way. So yeah, that's not really too much to say there about that, to be honest with you. It's I mean, they're the only team to get it, I feel like. Well, obviously they do get a lot of stick, Red Bull, for their normal livery, but I think it's a synonymous livery, so I get why they keep it each year. But they know how to hire graphic designers, don't they? They know how to have they know how to commit to their special liveries, which is fair play. Well, I say that. The Miami livery they did the first year around wasn't great, so... Oh, no. One Pablo Fangio. That makes sense. No, I don't think they have for Fangio. No. So. You want to see Lewis's reaction on that Ferrari? I think he hated it. Yeah, there is an image somewhere. There is something. Let me see if I can find it. There is an unveiling footage online somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Of them removing the car. Sorry, removing the tarp from the car. I think it was on Ferrari's own page, to be fair. I mean, why are they doing that? Look, they've just got... Hang on. It's like, well, we know that the car is only like half blue, so why are you trying to go, oh, back to blue for Charles Leclerc? Like, yeah, the helmet looks good, but it's going to look terrible when he's getting out of a red car. I'm pretty sure they posted a video. I mean, like, look, the merch looks sick. merch looks good. Where is it? They pulled... There we go.
2025 Miami livery.
They look absolutely thrilled. I think Charles Leclerc did with that with the straightest face ever. Obviously, they've seen it before, but I can't... I mean, look, Charles Leclerc is just like... Yeah. Woo. Still the best one there. Will I be doing any live racing soon? I know, Fruit Loops. I want to, man. But as I said, I'm struggling for time with the little one. Hence why I'm doing this stream from my own bedroom. Yeah, not from the sim rig, because the sim rig is in her room now. It's her room. It's not my room. So, yeah. So, that is it. But, Miami, should we do some polls for this week? For this weekend? Should we do some polls? Just use the gamepad at this rate. I know. I'll be putting the wheel and pedals on this desk, I think. But yeah, no, it's tricky. It's tricky to try and fit the time in, to be honest with you, at the moment. Right. I need a shout out. I know. If I had, I mean, I live in a 2-bed flat, so it's spacious, but not spacious enough to move. Yeah, the sim rig in this room. Unfortunately, yeah, there isn't enough room, so it's all right. We'll get back there. So, right, what should we do first? Let's go. Who do you think will win? I guess that's a good one to start. Who will win the Miami GP? And I'm not going to include the sprint race. Sprint race is separate. But I'm going to do, of course, the two usual suspects. Norris and Piastri. Of course, Piastri and now the championship leader. Was he? 10 points over Norris. Verstappen is a further 2 points back. Could potentially a Leclerc or Russell win here this weekend at a potential rain hit Miami. Sometimes you wish you could skip Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Don't do that. Don't want to wish your life away. Predicted Racing Bulls to win it all because of their livery. Well, they'll be hoping for a strong performance, of course. And Liam Lawson as well, hoping for a stronger performance. Norris has his mojo back to P1. Well, he was, of course, this race last year was where he broke his F1 race win virginity. He popped the cherry and won here, didn't he? Of course, with a little bit of assistance from the safety car. However, I do think looking back at it, and I remember at the time, Norris had considerable pace in that McLaren. And with Max Verstappen picking up that floor damage as well by going through the chicane, I think Lando would have easily caught him and overtaken him. Of course, overtaking still tricky last year, but not as difficult as it is this year. And I think Norris would have had that advantage. So... Who's everyone thinking? Norris 46%, Piastri 46%, neck and neck between them. Ooh, who am I going to go for? I'm gonna say, yeah, I think it's gonna be a strong weekend for Lando. I do. I think the break would have done him some good, and I think he will have fond memories here. And even if it does rain on the Sunday, I think it'll be. I mean, will it be a 1-2? I still think it could be any of the three, to be honest with you, in Norris, Piastri, Verstappen. I think we are heading to a track here this weekend. As we've mentioned, there's like no deg. There's no real issues with tyre management. And I don't think even by going a step softer that Pirelli are saying they're bringing. And I mean, tyre stress is 3. The abrasion is 2. Track evolution is 5. I think Max is definitely one to keep an eye on again here, especially like he was in Suzuka, like he was in Saudi. I think that Red Bull's going to be strong here in Miami, as it has been every single year. And the rain, who knows? We know Max is very good in the rain. Arguably the best driver on the grid when it comes to the rain. So I think he's definitely one to not write off this weekend, and might be worth a cheeky little bet. And he's a new dad as well. How will that affect him? So congratulations, I think, are in order for Max Verstappen, and her name, is it Kelly? His partner Kelly. Yeah, he wasn't at the media, wasn't attending the media day today because she gave birth today, I believe. So apparently he's on the plane on the way to Miami now. So yeah, I think that's Red Bull confirmed that. So how will that affect him? As they say, when you have a kid, you lose about, 3 tenths of pace. Will he lose that 3 tenths this weekend? Who knows? Maybe it will drive him on to that race win and honour it to his newborn. So if it rains, Max is the fave, in my opinion, if he isn't distracted. I think he'll be fine. So Max has won a World Driver Championship. He doesn't have to... Yeah, that joke's going to get made a lot, I imagine. That joke is going to get made a lot. So, but yeah, no, congrats to the two of them. Didn't go... I went through that not too long ago myself. So... know how obvious, and many of you have gone through that as well. So yeah, so I'm back in Norris, but it wouldn't surprise me to see Verstappen. I probably sound like a broken record. I'm back in Norris, but I just think it's going to be. I think he sorts out qualifying. He's there. He'll win. I think he'll win. But Verstappen, 28%. It's equal. It wouldn't surprise me if Verstappen jumps ahead of the McLarens again, or even splits them. And makes it interesting, and we see those 3 drive off into the distance again, like we saw in Melbourne at the start of the season, except it will be a lot closer. Back in the dungeon. I hear you're going to say Max to win, as he's going to be on top of the world right now. Yeah, no, I don't think. Look, I don't think that's going to affect him at all in the car when he gets in. When he puts that helmet on, job. It's same job as always. That's for sure. So, dude, why is it an obligation for every creator to bow down and say Max is the best driver of all time, hands down? Ooh, why is it an obligation? It isn't an obligation. It isn't an obligation. I think everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I think he is up there as one of. I don't consider him to be the greatest because he has 4 world titles. Whatever you think about 21, he has 4 world titles. The reason why I don't consider him, me personally, to be the greatest of all time is because I still think there's a lot to be proven by Max in his wheel-to-wheel racing. Now, if Max proves in the coming years that he can go wheel-to-wheel fairly and he wins battles out front by not underhanded tactics, then I will rate him on, as Andrew says, on that Mount Rushmore. For me, he's not on that Mount Rushmore yet, but anyone who doesn't respect, while I still personally want to see more from Max, I respect, and anyone who doesn't respect that he is a mega quick driver and respect that he has those 4 world championships for a reason, is just being ignorant and just really just it's based in emotion rather than just objectively, like subjectively. What's the right word I'm looking for? Like fairly assessing the criteria of him. Like you cannot be a fan of someone, but you can respect that the talent that they have and the performances that they put in. And sometimes that's why drivers aren't liked as well, and sports people aren't liked, is because they are so successful. Like, people unfortunately do like to hate successful people because they want to, especially sports stars, because they want someone else to be in that position. There's someone else they support. So, but I still feel like, from the drivers that I consider the greats and that are my favourite drivers, I have memories of them winning wheel-to-wheel battles. Those races where, like, they've had hard-fought battles for the race win. Now, yes, Max has had some great races. People will go back, of course, to Brazil last year and that performance in the rain. And he did put off some good overtakes there, but with a considerable car advantage. I think I still need a little bit more from him in wheel-to-wheel scenarios to... I still need to see more from him in wheel-to-wheel scenarios to consider him to be on that Mount Rushmore for me. The best drivers in the world use a manual gearbox and no driver aids. What, the rally drivers? Yeah, they are unbelievable. You think Max will be the best motorsport driver of all time? He will dominate other series when he retires from F1. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got the potential to do that, and I think he will do that. I think he will go to other motorsport series and dominate. So, we brought up 2021. Look, I'm not going over old ground with 2021. I have my thoughts and opinions on it, like many do. He is technically a 4-time world champion. Lewis Hamilton's, I guess, is an 8-time world champion and so forth. But yeah, it is what it is in the day. Unfortunately, nothing's going to change. We need to move on now from it. So it shouldn't be forgotten, because we don't want that to happen again, regardless of which driver you support. We want the races to be fairly decided out on track. And people will say it was decided out on track, but it was a decision which unfairly meant the race finished in the way that it did. It shouldn't finish in that scenario. But yeah, we need to move on from it and look forward to the F1 we have in front of us, and the next year as well, with 2026, not far away. But yeah, at the moment, I'm going to end the poll. 30% of you think Max Verstappen is going to be on pole position. Is going to win this race. I can see it. I really can see it. I think that Red Bull is going to be strong here this weekend. It is not the fourth fastest car. It's not a tractor like people were saying. It is, in certain environments, potentially the third or fourth fastest car. But we've only really seen that in... What environment have we seen that in? China? I think China's the only environment we've seen the Red Bull be the third or fourth fastest car. Other than that, he's been up there, isn't he? So yeah. Oh, Gavin. We'll move on. We'll move on from 2021. We'll move on. But Max will probably get the Triple Crown. I don't know. I'm not sure he has intentions to do the IndyCar. I mean, maybe he will in the future. I think endurance racing is what entices him, isn't it? And especially with the World Endurance Championship, like the Hypercar series is just becoming stacked. And I really hope that they decide to invest more into the races. I mean, they only hold like 6 or 7 races, don't they? So I think they need more throughout a season, because there's too many good cars and manufacturers that are in that class now. What about Crashgate while we're at it? Is Miami a high risk for a safety car? I think so, yes. Is this the third year we would have been at Miami? Or fourth year? I can't remember. When did we first go to Miami? Let's check that. Let's check that. Is this the third or fourth year? I cannot remember. But I think we've had a safety car every year, haven't we? We had a safety car every year? Where's my... Oh, I've lost what I wanted to look at. Third year. So, yeah, I think 2 out of 3 years we had a safety car, Alfie. Okay. I think, yeah, that was... It wasn't last year. It was... No, it's the third... Yeah, because Perez qualified on pole for the first year, didn't he? And then that was the year where Max Verstappen took the hard compound tyre. So he started on the alternate strategy. He took the hard compound tyre, like 40-something laps, was getting quicker and quicker and quicker throughout the whole race. And Sergio Perez started on the so-called optimum strategy and lost out because the alternate strategy turned out to be the better of the two. So that's why we need rain here again this year, because I think we just got a repeat, unfortunately, of Saudi from last week. Even though we're a step softer, there's no deg. There's just no deg. Track evolution will make the the qualifying interesting, as it has been for every session, hasn't it? Really, or every race weekend this year. So. I wish everyone was able to pull in that much manufacturers. It's unreal how they have been able to attract all the companies. Well, I think it's because it's a lot cheaper to do. Potentially, I know I said obviously adding more races, but I think because there are less races and because the technology, I think, is... I mean, it's just cheaper. It's cheaper to run a World Endurance team than it is an F1 team. Simple as Sora. When it comes to the World Endurance Championship, guys. So... But yeah, I think that's it pretty much for this preview, guys. I don't think there's too much to discuss. I mean, we are live tomorrow, as always, 15 minutes before the session gets underway. So UK time, it is 5:15. I'll be live. So the stream is ready and set up, so you can head over there and give it a like already and bookmark it, and of course turn your notifications on for when I go live. What we got here, yeah, one person waiting. Here we go. Here it is, guys. You can go wait over here. So that was the livery they used, wasn't it? Red Bull. That was their special Miami livery. So I still feel like that's better. So the white screen. Oh, what happened there? Was there a white screen? Was there? Apologies. But yeah, we'll be live tomorrow, 15 minutes before the session goes up. Maybe even a little bit earlier than that, of course, just to get in the groove and the mood for the weekend ahead. I'm probably now going to go and... Alfie in there. I'm now probably going to go play some Expedition 33. I'm absolutely loving that game right now, and I highly recommend anyone who's looking for a game to kill some time to play that game. And if you don't cry at the prologue, then what's wrong with you? But it's going to be an action-packed this week, action-packed weekend, of course. Yeah, with the sprint race, will we see Lewis Hamilton be able to get up and running quickly in that Ferrari? Will we see maybe Kimi Antonelli? He's been improving week in and week out. Will we see him finally on the podium this weekend? I think there's plenty in store for us. As I said, expectations are low, and hopefully I'm pleasantly surprised and we end this weekend going, what were we worried about? But yeah, with Miami and then us heading into into the next triple header, which is what is the next triple header? It's Imola, Monaco, Canada. That's the next triple header. So, yeah. it could be this race. We kind of need to see some racing here this weekend, guys, because the next 2 races might not provide. Well, Imola probably not going to provide us much. Monaco definitely not going to provide us a lot. Although we do have the 2 mandatory pit stop, don't we, for that weekend? For the first time in Monaco, which may spice things up a bit. But yeah, hey ho. Right. Kimi on the podium. Yeah, maybe. He may be on the podium. I think he's got a good chance, especially in the sprint. But we'll see. It depends how strong that Mercedes is, isn't it? But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. Just a nice, chilled, relaxed one this Thursday evening. And yeah, looking forward to what is going to be a busy weekend of F1. So hopefully you guys will be able to join me. Hit the like and subscribe button as always. And yeah, we will see you, depending on which part of the world you are, bright and early. Or nice Friday afternoon, or Friday morning, or if you're in Miami itself in the afternoon. So yeah, pleasure as always, guys. Have a lovely rest of your evening or morning, day. Some of you are, and yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow for FP1. See you then. Bye.